Cinco de Mayo is coming up in just a few days, so today I gotta make tacos. We're gonna be making grilled chicken tacos, homemade salsa verde. It's a super easy recipe and they're gonna come out delicious. For the chicken, I'm using boneless, skinless chicken thighs. So just like this. You can really use any cut, but thighs are perfect for tacos. Sometimes they have some extra fat on the edges, so you can just trim that off, but otherwise, these are pretty much good to go straight from the packaging. For the seasoning, I'm gonna use my taco seasoning, which is great for tacos, but before I use that, I'm gonna hit these with a little fresh lime juice. So this is gonna help act as a binder, plus sort of as a marinade, because I'm gonna let these guys hang out after they're seasoned while I fire up the grill. So just squeeze a little lime juice right over your thighs. I'll just toss these around in that lime juice. Okay, now just kind of spread them out. And I'm gonna go pretty heavy with the seasoning. This is very low sodium, so you can go pretty heavy with it and not have to worry about your food being too salty. So just press that in, and I'll give these guys a flip, and we'll repeat on the other side. So fun little story about Mexican food. When we first moved to Chicago, the first time I had Mexican food, or what I thought was Mexican food, was Taco Bell. And I was like 11 years old at the time. And I loved it. I mean, Taco Bell was my jam. And when I tried authentic Mexican food, I didn't like it. Like, I didn't like it at all. Because to me, it wasn't Taco Bell. It wasn't until I got older I realized that Taco Bell is not quite Mexican food. I mean, it has its place. And real Mexican food, authentic Mexican food is so much better. And now it's one of my favorite cuisines. Okay, so that is looking good. This is what you want. Your chicken thighs to be fully coated. I'm going to set these off to the side. Let them hang out for about 15 minutes or so while we go fire up the grill. Ooh, got a special treat today. This is a new grill that we just received, so this will be the first time that I'm using it. But let me show you guys, let me show you what it is. You ready for this? Whoa, check that out. So this is a Weber kettle in this new Stealth Black. I mean, this thing looks sharp. Everything in this matte black finish. And here, check this out. Okay, let's fire this thing up. While the grill is preheating, let's quickly talk about this salsa that we're going to do. So the ingredients are very basic. I've got a couple tomatillos, a couple limes, white onion, jalapeno, garlic. I was out of fresh, so I've got the jarred stuff, which will be fine, some chicken bouillon, and a little bit more of my taco seasoning. And the prep on this is very simple. You want to take your tomatillos, and you want to remove these husks. Just pull that off, and you can see that it's very sticky. So after you peel these off, bring this inside and wash that sticky stuff off before you throw these on the grill. For the onion, I'm only going to need half of this for my salsa. So I'm just going to cut it right down the middle. Half of this I'm going to keep for my taco topping for the cilantro and onion, and the other half is going into my salsa. So just peel the outside. And the last thing that's going on the grill is my jalapeno. Depending on your heat level preference and how spicy you want it, you can add 1, 2, 3 jalapenos. You can do habanero if you like it really spicy. I find that 1 jalapeno is plenty enough for the salsa. Anytime I'm using a new grill for the first time, or a brand new grill, I like to hit the grate with some cooking oil spray. This just kind of helps season it and then prevents any sticking. So it'll flare up a little bit, which is fine. There we go. For the salsa, I'm going to put all these veggies, the tomatillos, the jalapeno, and the onion, directly on the grate, right over the charcoal, and I'm going to leave them on here just to char them up. Ooh, that is hot, but that's what we want. So nice char all the way around, and then we can finish our salsa. So this is what you're going for. Fully charred on the outside. I'm going to get this side a little bit more. Oops. And the tomatillo, same with the onion, both sides, and it's just going to provide so much more flavor to our salsa. It has that nice smoky grilled flavor. It's going to be delicious. Last thing to do before I'm going to start blending this is I'm just going to remove the stem from the jalapeno. I mean, I guess you can kind of leave it in. Also, if you want it less spicy, you can remove the seeds. I'm going to leave those in. I feel like they give it a little bit extra kick and so much more flavor. So I've got the veggies in my blender. My chicken bouillon goes next. Just maybe half a tablespoon. You can also leave this out. Some people add it, some people don't. I feel like it adds so much more of this kind of good savory flavor to the salsa, so I like to add some in. Next, I've got some more of my taco seasoning, garlic, about a tablespoon or so, lime juice. There we go. Okay, let's take a look. So what I'm checking for first is the consistency of my salsa. Here, let me show you. So this is it's kind of what I'm going for, since this is going on my tacos. So you don't want it to be too chunky or too thick. Just kind of a little bit watery, a little more easily spreadable, or pourable. If you find that it's still too thick or too chunky, you can always add a little bit more water and then just give it another mix. But this is looking pretty good. There's one less ingredient that always goes in at the very end, and that is cilantro. I like to blend the salsa first, then I add the cilantro so it still stays a little thick. When you add the cilantro, you can also do the stems. That's where a lot of that cilantro-y flavor comes from. Oh, that is good. A little spicy, tangy. All right, salsa is ready. So the last thing to do is to grill up the chicken thighs. And this is really easy. These are going to cook super fast because they're pretty thin. They're boneless, skinless. And I'm just going to go with them directly over the coals on the direct heat side of the grill. And as you can see, I do have a cool side here. So in case they do start getting a little bit too charred up, I can always move them to the opposite side of the grill so they don't burn. Grilled chicken thighs over charcoal. It's probably one of my favorite cuts of chicken to make. They're just so flavorful, so easy. Boom. There we go. Oh, look at that. This is what you want. Nice little char. Wow. Chicken is done. I mean, check that out. Beautiful color, nice crust on both sides, nice char on the edges. Also, one other tip when you're grilling chicken thighs, cook these to about 175 internal, right? So for chicken, 165 is the safe to eat temperature, but because it's dark meat, it's got a little bit more fat, a little bit more connective tissue, and you get a much better texture when you cook it to a higher temperature. I'm gonna pull these guys off. I'm gonna cover them with foil. I'm just gonna let them rest for about 5 minutes, and then we can chop them up. All right, chicken has been resting for a couple minutes. Ooh, wow, look at that. That is juicy, looks awesome. So for tacos, I'm just gonna cut these down into bite-sized pieces. So go like this, rotate, and like that. Let's give it a little try, huh? It has that nice grilled flavor, those charred up edges. Nice taco seasoning, get the tanginess from the lime. I'm only using about half of my chicken for my tacos. The other half of these thighs I'm gonna save for later. So after they're done, and just put them into a bowl. And these are the new Yeti Rambler bowls, by the way. I just got these the other day, and they are perfect. They have that same kind of construction as Yeti drinkware, so everything can stay nice and hot, like the chicken in this case, and it's ready for serving. The last step before I assemble my tacos is to warm up the tortillas. I'm using these small flour street-style tortillas. I think they're perfect for these tacos, and since the grill is still warm, you just want to toss them on for a couple seconds on each side. Whew, that's hot. Tacos are done, and look at this. It looks so good. You got the chicken, salsa, cilantro, onion. I mean, that is a good looking chicken taco. Let's try it out. Oh, wow. That is so good. That chicken is so flavorful. You get that nice, tangy, little spicy salsa, the pop from the cilantro, the onions. Oops. This is amazing. Quick, easy, and delicious chicken tacos. Give this recipe a try. Hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys next time. That is so good.